One day, when the glory comes, it will be ours.
So do not accept defeat. Do not cower to godless men. It is not hate that makes them do this. It is fear. Fear breeds hate. Breeds the need to annihilate something they do not understand, something that they do not see the power in. So please, keep praying. Keep fighting. Do not fight hate with hate. Be the light, because we are a light of a people, a light of a thing.
What 3 words would you use to describe African American people as a whole and why?
Strong, innovative, and unique.
Resilient, unique, and unstoppable. Strong, innovative, and powerful.
We're going to have to band together. You know, we're going to have to step out of this little circle that people have put us in, because we're much more than that. We're definitely much more than that. And when we figure that out, I mean, because some of us, we have figured that out. And when everybody figures that out and we band together and we come together, there's no stopping us.
Somewhere I read that the greatness of America is the right to protest far right. And so just as I say we aren't going to let any dogs or water hoses turn us around, we aren't going to let any injunction turn us around.
I've been pulled over by the police so many times. I've earned my PhD into talking to cops. I've earned my master's in yes sir, no officer, yes officer. I find it funny. I received my bachelor's in finance and mathematics, but I still can't count how many brothers I've lost this year. My high school diploma. You see, it wasn't paper. It wasn't even a scroll. It was simply making it to the age of 18, son. This is the reality you've inherited.
I live in my head some days, where no one sees my color but sees the good and sees the God, but I don't live in my head for too long, because before I can catch my next breath, another one of my brothers and sisters are dead. Did you know that they see people like me as walking targets, lied and said they would never hang a noose around our heads, but a bullet to the head was never the alternative? We saw it coming.
I think education is the barrier. I know, particularly in inner city schools, you know, they don't have the funding that, you know, upper scale schools do, and, you know, people truly suffer from it. And not only education, but it's this frame of mind that we have, to where, you know, the media gives us LeBron James, Steph Curry, they give us these athletes, and they give us musicians like, you know, Jay-Z, Diddy, and they tell us, you know, shaping this perception that this is the only way out. But they don't show us, you know, the Neil deGrasse Tysons of the world. They don't show us the Mark Lamont Hills or the Michael Eric Dysons. They don't show us that education could be a way out. And I think we have to break out of that frame of mind.
Sometimes we just don't realize, you know, the media always kicks us down. We kick ourselves down, and we're probably the worst ones kicking our own selves down. And when we realize, like, hey, you know, you're strong. You can do this. Like, we as people can do this. Like, is when we're truly going to flourish the way that we need to be flourishing right now.
I would say our greatest weakness is not being able to bring each other together. I feel like we're too busy trying to get ourselves to the top and not focus on getting our brothers and sisters to the same level that we expect ourselves to be at. And I feel like we need to make more of an effort at, instead of trying to prove a point and hustle, trying to reach out to everyone, making sure that we're on the same page and that we're getting to the same type of goals.
Division. Constantly find ways to divide ourselves, and when we divide ourselves and we're not as strong as we could be, we can come together and help each other.
See, never forget, we play a game that we're not meant to go far. But honestly, I just pray that America don't play that trump card. Because you could keep your K's, because I'm with the ING. Look into the history books, and you'll see that we're all kings and queens. And you correct anybody who doesn't understand what that means, because you're a brown baby. And because you're a brown baby, you are royalty.
If you could deliver a message to every African American person in the world right now, what would it be?
It would be just to be yourself.
just knowing that you don't have to conform to try to be like someone else to be successful.
We gonna be all right. I'm a great Kendrick Lamar because we just have to keep pushing because we came from nothing and we have all these things that we have today that really nothing they can do can keep us down. Whatever they've tried to keep us down, they tried really hard, but we keep fighting. Like I'm at the University of Georgia. Who would expect that 100 years ago when we got killed for reading books? Now I'm a potential graduate, so.
Don't be afraid to try things that you think you won't be able to achieve, because if you hold yourself back, then you're never going to get to where you need to be. And the society and the world that we live in today is structured in a way that it can be easier to give up and easier to handle injustices in a negative light. But if you stick to it and you're ambitious and you try hard and you continue to be who you want to be and work to your goal, you're going to get there.
Influence is in our youth, and I feel like we need to focus more on our youth, like those music videos and throwing bands and popping champagne bottles. Like, that's nice, but what is that really doing for you, your community, your people, your future family? Like, what is that really going to look like in retrospect? So definitely we need to start recognizing what is more important, because there's definitely more important things than girls' money and shoes and clothes and stuff like that. Like, what if the earth were to get wiped away today? What are they going to say that we as African American people did, and what did we accomplish, and how did we put our imprint on the earth? Like, what did we really do? And we can't say that the only thing we did was make music videos and rock the nicest shoes. Like, you know, we should say we were presidents, we were kings and queens, we were greater than anything else on this earth. And once we recognize that, I cannot stress that enough, once we recognize that, it's going to be so beautiful for us.
You're broken down and tired of living life on the merry-go-round, and you can't find a fighter, but I see it in you, so we gon' walk it out. Move mountains, we gon' walk it out and move mountains. And